Assalamualaikum and good day. I am Nur Shafiqah Azizi, recording for Management and Resolution of International Conflict. Today I will be sharing on conflict analysis tool. There are two conflict analysis tools that I will share, which is the conflict tree and conflict mapping. So what is conflict tree? Conflict tree is basically a graphic tool based on a classical problem tree method. So it deals with difference between structural and dynamic factors by visualizing how conflict issue link between these two aspects. So it aims to identify and sort of the key conflict factors by using the image of a tree. So there are three parts of the tree, which are the root. Root actually represent the underlying or structural cause of conflict. So it could be socio-economic, cultural, or institutional factors. So the next part is trunk. Trunk actually manifests the main issue of the conflict, which is also the core problem. So it could be values, views, interests, or distribution access to resources. The next part of the tree is branch. So branch actually represent the effect or symptoms of the conflict. So it could be the impacts on the society, group, or individuals. So what conflict trees show is the nature of the conflict by making the core problem and the effects of the conflict become visible. So conflict tree actually helps us in designing interventions as we could become aware of the root causes of conflicts, so we could make an informed strategic decisions. So I will show you how we could use a conflict tree. So this is the example of conflict tree. I take an example of ethnic tension in Burundi. So in the root part, I put the root causes of the ethnic tension in Burundi, which are the manipulation of history, unequal distribution of resources, exclusion from political power, economic inequality, favoritism, colonialism, and corruption. So all the root causes in the root part of the tree. And the core problem of the issue is the ethnic tensions. We put it in the trunk, while on the branches we have the effects of the conflicts. So the example of it is the exclusion, is the culture of exclusion and domination, cycle of violence, fear, mistrust, prejudice, negative group solidarity, sexual violence, impunity, and also refugees. So all of the conflicts parts are represented by this tree, which are the root causes, core problem, and the effects. So we understand the nature of the ethnic tension in Burundi. So next, I'm moving on to the conflict mapping. So what conflict mapping do is actually is a good tool where we could start analyzing the conflict. So it focuses on the actors and the interrelationship between the actors. So the power asymmetry between the actors could be represented by the relative size of the circle, while the animosity and alliance are symbolized with the line. So conflict mapping actually simplify the conflicts and serve to visualize the actors and their power and influence towards the conflicts, the relationship between the actors, and also the conflict theme and issues. So I'll show you the indicators for the conflict mapping, so we could understand more on the conflict mapping. So here, the size of the circle actually indicates of the power that an actor has. So the bigger the circle means more power that the actor have. While the straight line indicates a close relationship, double line indicates of the alliance, wavy line within the right color indicate conflicts, while the straight line with the cross hash actually indicates broken connection. An arrow indicates influence, directions of the influence. Dotted line indicates of informal link, while rectangle indicate an issue, while in the dotted area indicate external parties that are indirectly involved in the conflicts. So I actually use example of the in Qatar blockade in 2017 in the conflict mapping. So here we could see different sizes of the circle. Iran have bigger size, but United States have more bigger size than Iran and Saudi Arabia. Here we could see that United States have more power than Saudi Arabia and projected influence through Saudi Arabia by seeing the arrow directions. And Qatar are having conflict with Bahrain, UAE, Egypt, and also Saudi Arabia, as we could see from the wavy line in red color. While Kuwait have a close relationship with both Qatar and Saudi Arabia, which means Kuwait could be a mediations or mediator for this conflict to solve the problems. And Oman have a close relationship with Qatar, while Turkey are having alliance with Qatar because they have army base in Qatar, and they also help by giving food supply to Qatar. Iran share gas field with Qatar, which means that it have a close relationship with Qatar. So we also have an external parties in this conflict. We have Muslim Brotherhood, Hamas movement, and Al Jazeera, which are the three actors that are asked for Qatar to cut relationship with. And we also have Russia, United Kingdom, Italy, Germany, China, countries that are having their interests at stake in this conflict. And we also have the Gulf Cooperation Council, which are affected from this crisis, and WTO, where Qatar plays a complaint. ICJ, International Court of Justice, Qatar actually brought the case against UAE, and human rights organizations, which are closely monitoring violations of human rights in this crisis, and we also have UN that are monitoring the conflicts. So from this conflict mapping, we understand more of the crisis that faced by Qatar during the Qatar blockade in 2017. So I hope that from my explanation we could understand more on this conflict analysis tool of conflict tree and conflict mapping. Thank you.